Hey there, it's Edie, and this week's video I'm actually dedicating to answering a question, a really awesome question that came in last week. And the question that was asked was, how do you move forward with your life and keep yourself from dwelling on the past? And I love this question because I really think everyone can relate with this feeling. So how do we move out of that? How do we move out of the place of dwelling on focusing on the past so that we can actually take steps to move forward with our lives and go after the life and lifestyle that we want to have? And sometimes we can really overcomplicate this, but the solution really is very simple. Again, I will always qualify it to say it's not easy necessarily, but the solution really is simple. And it starts with a decision that you have to make. You have to start with making a decision that you really do want to release yourself from the past. You literally have to rise above all that and say, I don't care how hard this is. I don't care how disappointed I am. I'm not going to let this get the best of me, and I am going to move forward with my life. You can either spend time focusing on and thinking about the past, or you can focus on and think about the future, moving forward, or the present, what's in front of you right now, what you can do today. You can't do both. You don't have enough room in your head to do both. You cannot get to second base while leaving one foot on first base. It's not possible in baseball. When you want to get to second base, you have to take your foot off of first. You have to leave first to get to second. And that's the way it is in life. You cannot move forward in life focusing on, thinking about, dwelling on the things that have happened in your past. So again, you make the decision to move on. Once you make that decision, the next step in the process, and the biggest step in the process, is with your thoughts. Everything starts with your thoughts. You have to be intentional and deliberate about where you are going to put your thoughts, about what you're going to put your focus and your thoughts on. I remember watching a recording from one of Tony Robbins' seminars years ago, and there was a woman in the audience who stood up, and she was describing how much regret and remorse and guilt she was experiencing on a daily basis because of a gambling habit that she had had. And she no longer had the gambling habit, but because of it, she had caused some really financial struggles in her family, and she was still carrying a lot of that guilt. And while she was trying to describe this horrible feeling that she carried around with her all day long, she was using a metaphor and telling Tony that it felt like she was carrying these two huge, heavy suitcases around with her all the time because of all the weight from the guilt and the regret from having caused her family so much financial hardship. And as she was in the middle of telling the story, Tony stopped her, interrupted the story, and he said, "Why don't you just drop the suitcases?" And it sounds so simple, and people tend to get irritated in the simplicity of the answer to the solution because they've overcomplicated it so much, and they've gotten themselves into the habit of spending so much time in the past that changing your thoughts and changing what you're going to choose to put your focus on is as easy as letting go of the suitcases and dropping them on the ground so that you no longer have to carry them with you through your life. That energy that it takes to hold on to the past, to hang on to that pain, is holding you back from a new and better life. So I want to ask you today, what is it that you're holding on to? What is your heaviness that you're carrying around in suitcases? And are you really willing today to drop it, to let it go? And if you're willing to do that today, you're willing to make that decision, you're willing to deliberately choose where you put your focus and your attention, things are going to get better. You are going to be able to move forward. You are going to be able to pick your foot off of first base so that you can start running towards second. and getting closer to the home run life that you want so badly. I'm Edie K, and I hope that video helped you. If it did, and you were able to gain something from that, then I invite you to share it with somebody else, somebody that you know could benefit from hearing this, somebody that maybe you know is stuck in the past and having a hard time letting go of that in order to move on. You can like it on Facebook, you can tweet it on Twitter, you can email it, however you want to share it, but please share the information with somebody that you care about that you know could benefit from it. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you next time.